Good morning, class. Professor Kev here. Hope you're off to a good start of the semester. Today's student success tip is called Why You Want Your Professor to Know Your Name. So I'm always trying to teach my students to build a connection with your professor. Here's a couple reasons why. Eventually, you may need a recommendation or a reference letter. Now, I have some students that I barely know your name. You walk in 1 minute before class starts, don't say a word, walk out. I don't have anything to say about you. You'll reach out, hey, can you write me a recommendation letter? What am I supposed to say? Really don't know anything about you. Yeah, you came to class, maybe you got a good grade, but I don't know anything more about you, making it challenging because you haven't built that. Now, when I was a freshman, I was like that. I was like, I think it's good if my professor doesn't know my name. I was wrong. I can assure you I was wrong. Because again, things are going to come up. I played this game yesterday on campus and my other classes off campus. So you're the professor, right? Now you need a 93 to get an A, 93%. Student has a 92.2 average. What do you do? Now, some of the students were like, Kev, it's math. 92.2 is a 92, A minus. Sure, math. Yep, exactly. How do you feel when I use math on you if you have the 92.2? You're like, seriously, Kev? Couldn't help me out here? Now, for me, it's simple. I read your name. What thought comes into my head? Yeah, Kev, good guy. Comes to class, participates. Yep, absolutely. I can justify this. Sometimes I can't justify it. So what I mean by that, your attendance was bad. Some students missed a lot of classes. That's going to go against you. Class participation. Sometimes I try to have some participation. I ask people what they think, and you're like, whatever, dude. Participation's bad. Don't get the bump. You got to make sure that when I read your name, your professor reads your name, what comes to our mind is, yeah, good student deserves the bump. It's really that simple. If we don't have anything to justify it, then you might get that 92, unfortunately. I had a student, I liked him. I always like to give him a shout out in this video. Teddy, how you been, buddy? So Teddy, first couple classes, at the end of class, walk up, shake my hand. Hey, Kev, great lecture today. I'm Teddy, by the way. Now, after 3, 4 classes, I'm like, all right, Teddy, we're good now, brother. I know who you are. But Teddy was in my class like 3 years ago. Still remember Teddy. See how powerful that is? It really is hard to stand out, especially when you're reaching out to a professor for a recommendation or a reference letter 2 years down the road. You're like, ooh, Kev, geez, not sure. Not sure who he was. Then I'm looking on LinkedIn, Google searching you, whatever it takes to try to figure out, going through old emails, like, oh, yeah, I remember now. Do not put yourself in that situation where you're hoping your professor will remember, because what they may do, because it's awkward, is they may just skip it. I don't want to email you going, I would like to help you, and I can't remember who you are. You know how awkward that is? How bad I look in that situation? So they may just ignore your email, just pretend like they didn't see it, so I don't have to go there. You have to do your part. This is one of those you have to trust me on, okay? It really comes down to that. You have to trust me on this one and how important that is, because you just don't know what's going to happen. Eventually, something's going to come up and you're going to need that reference, recommendation, advice. I have students just like, hey, can we talk? I'm thinking about changing my major, or have questions about, what I should choose, accounting or finance, whatever it may be. Build that relationship so when you need something, you're like, hey, you know what? Been a great student. He's worked hard. He deserves, me giving him time and stuff. Because that's a challenge for a lot of professors, this time. Hey, do you want to meet up? It's like, especially beginning of semester, things can get a little out of hand at the beginning of semester as we try to get settled in and stuff. So give us a reason to want to help you, okay? And it's really that simple. Before class, I like to talk to my students. And you'd be surprised by how many students I'm like, hey, what's going on? How's everything? And you'll just pick up your phone and just start looking at it. Like, yeah, it's good. Phone right in your face. Like, Kev, go away. Okay. I get the message. But what happens when you reach out asking for the reference letter? Maybe I'm going to pull my phone up to my face. Be cautious, okay? All right, that's today's student success tip. If you like this tip, hit the like, leave me a comment, let me know what you're thinking. Again, if you are a student, UMass Lowell, any other place, you want to spend some time chatting about something, shoot me a message. We'll send you over the calendar link, make some time for you. As always, I appreciate you taking a few minutes to watch my video. Hope you're having a truly dazzling day.